Scurry. We've got Ann Eisenman in, Roxanne Schmidt in for the first time. Roxanne, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
What's your involvement with RRRY Scurry? Why are you here today?
I am a committee member of the RRRY Scurry for the last 6 years, and I usually run the merchandise.
Okay, so always great merchandise, no doubt
Always.
about that.
We've got new stuff this year. We've got some stocking caps, and we've got some socks, and as always, we'll have some T-shirts and other stuff like that.
Ann Eisenman, this is the 44th annual. Were you in on the ground floor when you were a teenager?
So we moved here in 87.
Okay.
So this one started in 81. So I was not, but I was at the University of Iowa in 1981, meeting John Eisenman that year, and we got married in 83. But September of 81 was when I met John Eisenman, and my life changed that moment, you know. So, but we don't want to go into that today, do we?
So what do people need to know? Again, it's going to be February 1st.
February 1st. Isn't that early? But it's always the first Saturday of February, and so that just seems to be coming early this year. Sometimes it's on Super Bowl day, but we can't really say Super Bowl on the radio, can we? So
No, so don't do that.
but yeah, so it seems to be early this year. Next year it'll be on the 7th, so it'll pop back to later that first week for the 45th. So we want people to be thinking ahead to the 45th. But the 44th, yeah, can you believe it? 44 years. So of course it started in 81 for fun, and then the president of the college at the time said, well, you guys can have fun, but you need to have a purpose. And so the purpose is to raise money for scholarships, and we've been doing that ever since. And it's just amazing the number of scholarships that are awarded every year to students that, and when we're awarding scholarships for the RRRY Scurry scholarships, we're looking for students who are kind of fit the mold. Maybe they're active in community service, participating to raise money to help other people. We like athletes that are involved, and they don't have to be athletics. They could be involved in fine arts or things like that, but we want people that are involved. And then we just kind of like that people have enthusiasm. They're willing to come out on a cold, hopefully not as cold, February day to participate in this.
Yeah, the temperatures have fluctuated greatly in this event. I ran one time, it was like 60 degrees, and then another time I ran in a snowstorm. And this is when they used to go out to Valley Oaks and back. A 4-mile course now, a little bit different, same course as it has been recently?
Yes, we certified the course about 15 years ago, and by doing that, that allows us to be on the Corn Belt Running Club, circuit, and other places because people do want a certified race course. And so we did do that. Our race course does, it kind of meanders through the historic Clinton residential neighborhoods. We do that on purpose because we don't want to disrupt the community too much, and we're not going to go over railroad tracks. Every year we do a survey, and people say, hey, we want to go down by the riverfront. And we say, hey, there was a train there one time that people climbed under, and almost, they could have had their legs severed. So we're not going to do that anymore.
Good idea.
And yeah, so we have said in our survey, other than crossing railroad tracks, where would you, or a major highway, where would you like to go? And in February, you want flat because it could be icy, and we don't want anybody falling and hurting themselves. You like fast because it's your first maybe winter race, and you want to have at least some sort of hope that you have a good running year ahead of you. And again, it's easy at Clinton Community College. The only challenge I find as a runner, starting and ending at the college, is that if we have a brisk west wind, it is a killer when you hit the gas station and come back.
Yeah.
That last quarter mile, three-quarter, or third of a mile can really be a killer into the wind.
Yeah, as most runners know, and I always had a couple of different routes depending upon whether the wind was out of the north or the south, and I would imagine you had the same thing as well. So it's Saturday, February 1st. The race itself gets underway at noon. What about registration? What do we all need to know about that?
Okay, people can register online at eicc.edu/RRRY, RRRY. There's 3 R's in the word RRRY. And so we've had folks calling in and saying, hey, I can't get registered. And just remember that, again, it's eicc.edu/RRRY, BRRRY. Or people can come in. We've got registration forms at the college, or they can even come in and register the days before the race. The price does go up on Thursday night. So Friday and Saturday, the rate goes from $35 to $40. But we do register until until 11:30 on Saturday morning. And then people will be able to get some really great things. I got to give a shout out to our sponsors because we have incredible sponsors. New this year, Atlas Roofing is joining us. So we're glad that they're in town and happy to have them participate. And I have to mention Legends because we will have our legendary post-race party there. The Stockwells will be performing this year as live music from, I think, 3 to 6 is when they'll be performing at Legends. And so when people come in with their RRRY Scurry race shirt on, they get free golden beverages. And so that's always a fun event. We fill the Legends, which is great. Okay, other sponsors include KRS. Thank you very much for your support. Keith and Company, they do our shirts. They're out of Princeton. Citizens First Bank, Clinton Engineering, they do our starting line. They bring their bucket trucks and they set up our start and finish line. Colony Brands, Sterling Federal Bank, Central Credit Union, Central Bank in Fulton, Running Wild, Clinton National Bank, our Student Senate, our Clinton Community College Student Senate. We're going to have some runners with that group, plus some volunteers on the race course and in the college. ServPro. ServPro has been a great partner with the college, and our goal every year is not to call them because we've had a major catastrophe, but typically once a year they get a call from us. So thanks to ServPro. Culligan Water. Terry does a great job giving us water each year. RHA, and you know Jim Tyne was the original race director of the RRRY Scurry. Hy-Vee does our food for us afterwards. First Gateway Credit Union, and then we have, of course, Clinton Herald, and then our friends over with Chris Streets over at Mac. They're 97 Mac, 94 Mac. They are great partners too. So everybody is, great partners with us, and of course, Clinton Community College is the host of the event.
So now, how is the registration coming along? What generally are the numbers that you do get? And once more, the money raised, talk about the scholarships.
Okay, so first of all, as far as registration goes, we do keep a tally each year, and we're about on track. Last year we had close to 650 runners. I mean, it all depends on the weather. Yeah. And I tell people every year it's going to be 42 and sunny at noon, and I think it's going to be 42 and sunny this year at noon.
Again, going out on that limb.
On the limb. Glad we're not running this Sunday or Monday.
Oh my goodness.
But, as runners, we've been out in those days. Yeah. And so the temperatures are just what they are. This is the first race of the winter. Don't you love running in this weather, Roxanne?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But it's not only runners, walkers as well.
Oh, walkers, because you don't get your temperature up as much, and I think the walkers, and it takes longer to walk 4 miles.
And what is the breakdown as far as first, second, third, and the various age groups? And of course, you always have a big prize, don't you, for the
We have a big prize for our first place men and women, and for the last couple of years, we've had new records set. I mean, we have people that are very speedy. I didn't bring the number with the rate with me, the race records with me, but I mean, these people are incredible. I mean, they're running, less than 5-minute miles. Yeah. Out there, and they're wearing nothing. They're wearing a tank top and shorts, and that's about it, and and some gloves and a hat, know. And we've got awesome merchandise. They can buy a RRRY Scurry hat to wear. We do give $300 to man and woman who set new course record, and so that's always out there for our folks. And we have 17 age groups that we award first, second, and third place medals to, and so we love that. And next year for the 45th, we're going to probably give a medal to everybody because it'll be a special year next year. And
again, appreciate you both coming in. Roxanne, you've been so quiet over there. You want to talk a little bit about the merchandise? What can people do? Can they get it before the run?
No, we will open the table that day, and I'm not sure what time I'll be there, but there's, you can come in the day of the RRRY Scurry and look at the merchandise, and we will be there following after the run for an hour or so, and
And bring, cash or check. I don't think we have like a Venmo option for that.
We do not.
But if people want to see our merchandise ahead of time, packet pickup will be on Thursday and Friday. Thursday afternoon from 3:30 to 6, and on Friday from 2:30 to 4:30, and then
that'll be at the
Saturday morning at
college?
9. Yes, and it's actually a drive-through. People love this. It's the back side of the college, and people can drive through.
Wow.
And so you just sit in your car, and you can pick up, your 8 packages for you and your friends, and it's a dandy thing. But if you want to buy some merchandise ahead of time, those 2 days, we could have some items
Sure,
that would be
sure.
available for people to see and purchase. I think the hats will go.
Yeah.
We've been having people ask for socks for 100 years, and so those could go fast too.
Okay, and then finally, now this is the first of 3 races that are very important in the community. You got the Pam Pray, and then of course the Clinton Half Marathon, the YW. So you want to get in on this one so you can participate in the other 2.
Yes, we always provide a huge medal for those who participate in the Mississippi River Challenge. And thanks to our partners at Pam Pray, me and Jean Rader,
Yeah.
and then also the YWCA, Shannon and her team there. So yes, the Pam Pray run is in April, and then the Clinton Half Marathon will be in September. And at that race, if you've done all 3, you get a great big star on your bib, and then you get this huge medal, and it's really fun. People love it. And why do we run, Gary, but to get medals?
There you go. Yeah, right. Anyway, thank you both for coming in again. February 1st, RRRY Scurry, the 44th annual event, a great community run. Thank you both.
And I
Thank
want to
you.
say thanks also to Roxanne and our whole committee that participates. We've got about 18 people that are working hard for all of this. So it takes volunteers. We have 100 volunteers on the race course and at the college, and then we have a huge committee that's very supportive and helpful. So I want to say thank you to everybody.
Always very important. Check of the weather now is being brought to you by RRRY Lumber.
Make some outdoor plans for your Friday, as you'll be able to enjoy some of the warmest temperatures we have seen in weeks, with abundant sunshine and a gusty south wind. Highs this afternoon reaching the comfortable low 50s.